Hey, so welcome back to my daily video series. So obviously I'm supposed to do this every day, and I started day zero, July 31st of this year, 2026. Yesterday I actually went to go see Spider-Man Brand New Day, and it was a phenomenal movie. I absolutely loved it. And then I just spent time with family. We ended up, just running a bunch of errands and then just hanging out, and it really deep dived into my day, and I did not get day one started. So it's all right. We're going to take that and we're going to go with the next one. So obviously today is August 2nd, 2026, and this is my Build in Public series. Um, Taking inspiration from some entrepreneurs and content creators that I've been seeing running this Build in Public series. And I'm kind of running this on two fronts. One is I need to understand how YouTube works. Sorry, one sec. Okay, because this is a daily video series, I don't do editing. I don't like editing personally. I just would rather yap on camera and y'all figure it out from here. I don't know why. These are honestly my first words of the day, and my throat is just like absolutely done. So I'm gonna take a sip of water. Mm. Water is so good, guys. Jesus. What a way to start a video. Um, Back to what I was saying. So there's a reason I wanted to do daily public like builds like this. First one is I need to understand how YouTube works. I need to get in front of the camera more. I need to be seen as much as possible. And I've I'm fortunate enough to be in rooms with a lot of YouTube creators and people who are, teaching the entrepreneurial space, teaching YouTube. And obviously the people who are doing these kind of daily series already have audiences behind them. When you don't have an audience behind you, you're kind of just doing it into the void. um, but in the same sense that I believe in documentation over like content creation, it's like you either have the authority to talk about what you're doing in the space or you don't, and you put in effort. So this is my way of putting in effort, and eventually I'll get to the point where I do have an audience. So for those of you that are watching these videos really early, you get to see all the wonderful things I'm about to show you really early for free. And it also is kind of like a daily accountability thing for me, because I think consistency and execution are probably one of the most important things entrepreneurs, business owners, pretty much anything. It's just really important to do that. So obviously with this series, you can comment below and list any questions that you have, and I'll answer them like live in the video. Um, I did not get any of those yesterday, but I did see some comments from other various Skool communities that I was in, and I kind of wanted to just touch on those. I had one person in particular. She was wondering how to build a personal brand, but she didn't want to give up her personal page. Now, for me in particular, I do this outside of my regular life in a sense. Like most people don't know I'm doing this, which I think one of the easiest hacks that you can do is you do tell your friends and family. And a lot of people do that for fear and rejection. And it's a reason why I am also doing these videos, because you have to get over that. You have to understand that it's going to suck. There's going to be fear, and you have to act despite that. So that's another reason why I'm doing the video series. Um, and there's basically like three routes that I think you can have with that in terms of social media if you're building a personal brand. Um, what I did was I just created new accounts. So I obviously have my personal page, and ironically enough, my personal YouTube has these videos on there. I was thinking of splitting them in between, my like volleyball content for Beyond the Net, because I'm an adult recreational volleyball coach. I help adults get better at the sport. I help recreational players get better at the sport. I should clarify. So when you have like the people that I've been seeing, there's two versions of this for these daily video series. One is their specific avatar, and the second one is pretty much the behind the scenes business section of it. Now, for volleyball people probably aren't going to be interested in the business side, entrepreneurial side of this. But why I'm doing this is, one, it's daily accountability. It builds proof of what I'm building. It gives me the reps in order to talk better on camera. And I've been delineating on how I'm going to do this. So obviously these are actually going on my personal YouTube channel, which has nobody on there, but it's good for looking good, putting content out there. And for me, these are going on my personal channel. And ironically enough, my strategy for that is I take clips from this and I put them on trial reels onto my Instagram. And I posted only a couple yesterday. Like I had a bunch of them, but I believe in like volume over everything. And it's ironic because I know technically you're supposed to do like quality volume, but it's like if I could just feed the machine, eventually I'm gonna be better at making content. So there's a lot of facets with that. But when you're building a personal brand, you can either do Instagram trial reels, which I think is a great method because if you're afraid of fear of rejection, no one will see them. Only non-followers will see it, and then you leave all your personal stuff there. Secondarily, you create a Facebook page and a separate Instagram page, which is what I did with my volleyball community. So I have an Instagram, and ironically, it's still my name, but it's just specifically with Instagram. I was able to grow that to 200 followers. It took me maybe like 200 posts to do that. I just spammed reels to do that, and I posted a lot, and I'll show you that more in stats. But once I posted a lot, you can create new pages. And this is where the practice comes in because I have to get more succinct on what I'm talking about. First, Instagram, dedicated platform. Just only do that. Do trial reels. Personal brand. Second, you could do um, a separate Facebook page. And I don't recommend making a separate Facebook profile. You can just make a page. Now, in particular, I have more experience with the page Instagram combination because Meta is, as a company, owns Facebook and Instagram. I really like the ability to have a Facebook page and an Instagram profile, slap those together. Third option is just posting on your account raw or even having a dedicated YouTube channel. Um, I'm a believer in being on every platform that I can because you never know who's going to see it. You never know whose eyeballs are going to get on it. And obviously, there's monetary incentives on being on each platform. Apart from actual monetization, we're talking about the ability to convert customers and traffic on different platforms. There's different ways to do anything. You know, there's always 100 ways to skin a cat, which as a phrase, you should probably take that out of like the phrase loop. I don't know who thought of that. I always think of like there's 100 ways to cut down a tree. Like you could do it with buzz saws, chainsaws. You could do it with scissors if you wanted to wait long enough, a really big knife. Um, so there's many ways to do anything. So you can do whatever you want. So it doesn't really matter, but you can do whatever you want, especially if you're trying to just make under like $1 million. Pretty much anybody will buy anything on any platform if you do it long enough. So that was pretty much one of the top of fun questions that I had in my brain. If you guys have anything that you guys actually want me to address, you're building your businesses, happy to answer that in the comments. For me, um, let's talk about what I'm doing right now. Okay, so apparently my web app stopped working for some reason. I didn't get too far, luckily enough, and I'm going to splice these two clips together. Um, what I was using didn't working, so now we're doing pretty much the window version. And in this version, I actually can't see the camera, which is, I guess, 50-50, but it's whatever. Back to what I was saying. So what I'm doing right now. So I have a Skool community. I teach recreational volleyball players how to get better at the game. There we go. So this is what it looks like. Currently, I've got 8 members. It's priced at $39 a month for the first 25 members who join. And that is in addition to what's going on. So I'm going to have to change that somehow. But basically, what I'm planning on doing right now with the community is I'm trying to get as much data as possible. So it's about data and traffic. Um, Ideally, I've worked with a lot of different people from various different places. I was partnered with a facility back in the day, and I worked with them. I ran their in-person sessions for about a year, and then I've been off and on with this facility for years, maybe about 4 years, and I've seen their like youth coaching program for a little bit. I attended the actual like adult training sessions that they had, and then I also taught my own like beginner training sessions after so long. But I always want to be applicable and on top of what people are dealing with today. I've been playing the game for about 6 years, and from that, I wanted to develop a roadmap based off all the things that I know. So currently, I'm doing free like audit one-on-ones, and basically, I'm just asking people like, "Hey, what are you working on right now? What's the number one thing you're focused on?" They tell me, and then I record like a 10, 15-minute clip of them explaining like how I think they can improve. From there, it'll link them to a form. That form will be a longer, like in-depth 1 hour session. And that 1 hour section I'll be using for content purposes. I'll be using to refine my own coaching strategy. And then I'll also be using it to invite them into this community. Now, with that, I've had in-person sessions, and I've had some hybrid in-person sessions and online sessions with people in the volleyball niche. But there's always a way you can refine the online side to make it easier and more consumable for my members and clients. With that, what I started doing was I just DM'd pretty much everyone that I've been playing with. And yesterday, I'll show you the stats after this, I DM'd pretty much all the warm local players that I've been with. And fortunately for me, I've been in the same volleyball group for about 6 years now. So I've got tons of, friends, players, coaches that I've interacted with this community. And I'm just reaching out to them. And I was fearful of doing this because I don't want to be pitchy. I didn't want to have the fear of rejection. I didn't want to lose, obviously, my home group. And the this is the brain tricking you on what's going on, because if you actually sit in what's going on, I don't think they're going to be mad at me for doing this. Most of these people know that I coach. Some of them know what I'm doing. Some of them are following me on my stats, and like my socials. So I realized that I was holding back on this portion for absolutely nothing. So I DM'd people yesterday, and I just asked. And with this video series, I want to ask more, and I want to do more. I feel capable of doing those things, and I don't know why I've waited all this time. So with that, along with that, I've also started posting back on my regular content. So I've recorded a lot of games over the years, and then this is the system that I've been using. Originally, when I was recording these volleyball games, I would record them. I'd clip all the downtime, because it's like if you have an hour of footage, maybe like 25 minutes of that is usable, because sometimes it's, timeouts, it's breaks in between, it's getting the ball, and these are all recreational games, so tournament gameplay, everything. This is not a good organizational system that I have, and these aren't even all the videos. But what I do is I put them in here, and then I highlight them. And the biggest thing for me is I'm a huge believer in recording game tape. I had a background in competitive esports, and a lot of times when I was teaching that specifically, most of the time, to get good at the game, there's obviously the playing time, but then there's the game footage. And I took a lot of ability and gameplay from that into this. And I think that's a point that we don't have in recreational play, because people are taking it like, less seriously. But it's like, if you want to be the best player at your rec game, I think game tape footage is really important for you. From there, I just take this and put it onto all my socials. Now, I do have a link tree, and I'm not a big fan of link trees personally, but this is what I use to have access to all my links if I want to get into them. But I basically was, DMing all these people, posting more content, getting my face out there, posting consistently on my platform. And that was pretty much it. So right now it's all about traffic, reaching out to people, seeing what they need help with, and helping them as best I can. From there, show you my stats. Okay, so this is my current YouTube channel. I'm primarily doing shorts, and the part that I need to improve on this is I need to do long form content, which is a portion of why I'm doing this, so I can get experience talking on the camera, getting some flow going. But you can see from here, I was posting like 7 times a day. And then, what is this, like a week? Let's just go. This is July 9th, which is to July 19th, which is like 10 days, which I was trying to shoot for 30. Life obviously got in the way here and I was not consistent. So I scaled back on that and I'm posting 3 times a day. And these are all from gameplay footage over years. I have enough content just on the clip side, no other content creation side, to get me through the end of the year if I post it consistently. I was doing some math on that and it's working out pretty well, but I need to compound results as I go. Um, so let's look at the content for a little bit. So this is primarily all shorts. I've increased about 26 subscribers in those days. And on average, I get like maybe like 1,000 views per clip. But sometimes something on YouTube might take off. I don't know specifically like what the algorithm's favoring right now, but this is what I'm looking like for YouTube. So now I'm posting 3 times a day, and ideally I would have 7 posts, but I'm kind of switching up the content variation because what I did used to do is I used to post 7 times a day on multiple platforms. So this would be my YouTube, my Instagram, my Facebook, TikTok, Threads. I was on Threads and I was on X for a while, or Twitter. Um, it's a lot of posting, and you average like 1,000 clips a day. I was thinking of doing that, but I know they tell you you should probably focus down and do that, whatever. I'm weird. I'm going to be doing a lot of things. You can call it cowardice. You can call it me being complacent. I don't know. You can call it what you want. Don't care at this point. But this is what my YouTube is looking like. And currently, I'm backing down on the volume and getting, 3 set up. And originally, I was using a tool to schedule them, but I've heard that scheduling on a third-party platform reduces your views. I'm not 100% sure how that's going to work out, but I've been teeter-tottering between posting natively on the platform and then doing it from the tool that I've been using. Secondly is my Instagram. It's always so funny. So obviously these are my 30 day stats. I always try and look at 90 days. I don't know why it always feels like it takes forever. So we're going to let 90 days sit, but let's look through the 30, wait for it to load. But I'm at 170,000 views. And Instagram as a channel is very funny for me because Instagram, I feel like, is where all my views come from. This in particular, let me show you. Notice it loaded. It loaded there. See, why does it, like, this is still loading? I don't know why. Look at that. All right, whatever. So this is 90. So it's about 434,000 views. And normally you think, wow, that's great. You must have so many followers. Got 200, which I'm very grateful for the 200 of you that follow. But drop a follow if you see my videos on the timeline. This is currently what my about page is looking like. One strategy that I've been seeing is a pinned post across your Instagram feed, kind of just detailing like who you are, what you do. This is my current setup. I could obviously look for ways to improve it, but for anybody that's looking, this is what it is. And obviously, one thing that irritates me about the Instagram platform for a while is like you see 15 followers and 14 posts, and it's like, this dude has this with these posts. These posts are awful. And then you go to my Reels tab, and it's like so many posts. Yeah, absolutely insane number of posts. Let's see. How long will it take us to get to the bottom? That's my third post went semi-viral. I remember this post. This was my first like 10K views. But you can see on average, it's like 1,500. Pretty decent. I mean, if I could reach 1,000 every single day, I'm okay with that. I could obviously improve it. This is my first viral post. And this was a combination of 2 posts too. Oh, I love this post. It was so funny. 77 weeks ago, by the way. February 8th, 2025. uh, Good times. So that's Instagram. I also want to show you. Um, yeah, that's Instagram. That's YouTube, Instagram. Now Facebook. Facebook is really funny to me because I use Meta Business Suite for insights on Facebook, and in particular, like Facebook as a platform is just kind of gross looking in my opinion. Like sometimes like I'm just on it and it's just like the analytic like dashboard side is just really gross. Like Instagram kind of just makes it look nice. But this is what my Facebook is. I'm not too concerned about Facebook, to be honest with you. But I will say one thing that Facebook does that I like is if you scroll all the way down, this button right here. See, I'm got a pretty decent following in between these two. What is that? 355 followers. See, Meta. See how slow it was to go like down here. Please, like, fix this. Like, me and Meta Business, we have beef because it's just like I always feel like there's some type of problem. Sometimes, like when I used to run ads, I would have to like clear my cache out, relog into everything, and it's just like it just feels like it takes forever. I actually did this before, but I'll show you guys another time. When somebody interacts with your content on Facebook, you can send them an invite from this profile screen to make them follow your page. And that's pretty much how I got to 140 followers, which is really nice because, I think Instagram has variations on how to do that, but it was just a point and click thing here, and it was just really nice. Um, TikTok, when I first started doing this, and I went to my first mastermind for Skool, somebody was crushing it on TikTok, and I never really cracked that code. But I'm still super early. I know she's probably got way more posts than me, but she did a training on TikTok, um, and I'm not utilizing it as much as I probably should. But TikTok, like gameplay clips, do not blow up here. Like Instagram loves gameplay clips, like YouTube right next to that, Facebook, then TikTok. That's pretty much it. Like I probably need to do more like talking head, like video explanations, which is kind of a part of my like, future strategy. But they they do not like it, man. All right, let's close these down. All right. So far, I've got 8 members. This is my tracker right now that I have that I'm currently using. So I've got 8 members. Got 40 DMs sent out, and from here, I do have a 7-day free trial, which anyone can access. Currently, it's probably not the best conversion tool because my community is still in the works. Filming courses and getting the classroom section course content is important, but it's really just a basic bare bones kind of thing right now. So I don't expect too many conversions from there. But I've got my trials active, got my cancellations. I haven't had anybody leave yet, so that's nice. I did kick a few people because they were just lower engagement, kind of like you know they're in like 80 plus communities and it's like they just happen to join mine early, and I was just like, hey, I kept messaging them. I'm like, what are you working on, what do you need help with? And they just didn't give any response, so I got them booted. um, Nothing yet, nobody's left. Engagement's actually at 100%, so everyone has like interacted. Some people are posting more than others, but people are liking, people are commenting. I do have live Q&A, and I only do these on Sundays, ironically enough. So this doesn't even need to be filled. Um, I need to notify my members basically that I do live Q&A, but we're kind of wiggling around with the time frame so everybody can like get on, or whoever wants to get on. I'm really just doing those free audits right now. Um, yeah, I'm at 576 followers right now. And my views, this is a good time to segue into Metricool. Obviously, when you're posting at volume like I originally was doing it natively to the platform. It took me about 2 hours because if I'm doing 7 clips across YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and Twitter/X, That's six. It's a lot of posts. It's like 42 posts a day. On average, I get like 1,000, and mathematically, you think it would work like that, where it's just like if I just post a lot, this is where the quality conversation comes in. Because I swear, if it's just like one banger piece of content that everyone loves, then they'll love it. But so far, you can see why this is zero right now. For some reason, first off, impressions is now views on Metricool. You can see my views start to diminish off because I start posting, like right here. You can see that. And then like my YouTube data just falls off. Like they're just like, you haven't posted on YouTube. Like I posted yesterday, but you can see like there's no YouTube views. Like they're really small. But it's like I have views on my YouTube right now. Yeah, 387. And see, like again, YouTube data is empty. I don't know why I've been posting on YouTube. I've definitely posted in the last 28 days, but it's fine. So that's not there. But that's pretty much everything that I've got for you guys today. Just a super quick rundown. I do also want to share that I've been doing like daily exercises. Um, when I first started my volleyball journey, I exercised like every day, but it was like 2 years of like really deep, like foundational work to get my body right because I was playing with people who had played the game for a long time. Like they were all like like collegiate athletes, and I did not play the game well. Back in indoor, I played it at the Y, and I just thought it's the YMCA, I'll be fine. But as I was playing I was not fine. It's very hard. So eventually, I got to the point where I started going to the gym more, started exercising more, and I was just like, I gotta catch up to these guys. I tried to do like a 100-day fitness challenge where I exercised every day, and some of those days it was just getting up, going to the gym, and getting on a treadmill, and then pumping like you know like a couple sets, a couple of weights, and then leaving. Like sometimes it would be a 30-minute workout, sometimes it would be an hour, sometimes it would be 2 hours. But I just wanted to make it a point to get in there every day. My community, one of my community members, she's been talking about doing daily exercise herself, and she has a couple health problems that have inhibited her from playing the game as well. She's about 52 years old now. She's getting back into the game, and I've been, talking in the community about foundational strength because I think it's a core part of like improving yourself as a volleyball player. And a lot of these adult rec players have different reasonings for why they want to play, but I think at the core of it for recreational play, if your body is just better than most people, you're gonna play better. Um, and I also want you to play for a long time. I can play 4 hours, no problem. I haven't had any injuries in the 6 years that I've been playing. Um, no knee pain. Knee pain was a big deal for me. Um, First 2 years was a lot of leg foundational strength, and it gave me a lot of height on the back end. I think I didn't really record my vertical. Right now, I think my vertical is like 10 foot, 10 feet 5, like max reach. I'll find you guys a clip of that to show you. But I got about 10 foot 5 right now, 10 foot 5, and I'm working on increasing that maybe another like 9, 10 inches, just over time. But from there, I basically don't have any real knee pain. Um, I do have like, I was trying not to cramp up, try not to get too tired. I always try to move my feet. And it's always funny too, because I always think I'm in a good space, like physically to play. And then my body will just be like, yeah, what if you weren't? I think like the last tournament, like I went to, I was pretty tired after so long. I think we had pulled in Japan. Um, Ironically, a 2026 Japan play. I think it was about 32 teams there, and it was split between 16, like top bracket or bottom bracket, top bracket. We had beaten everyone in preliminary rounds, and they were close games. These are like 25, 23. Um, these were close games. I say 25, 23. We played to 21, so it's like 21-19. I say 25, 23 because a lot of them went to like back and forth, like rat deuce. Okay, keep pushing out, keep pushing out, keep pushing out. So we won all our games, and then we made it to the semifinals of the tournament, and then we ultimately lost. My teammates did an amazing job. Super awesome. That's pretty much what I've got going on for today. I'm gonna wrap up here. I need to go exercise myself. I've been running consistently with my group, and a lot of them are focused on daily exercise. This is how train of thought. They've been exercising daily, and I have decent speed. I think my fastest mile was like a 6:58. It's my fastest. Now I'm working on endurance, and I've been doing like 10Ks. I've never really run a 10K before. I think I had the longest distance on my Strava as 7 miles, 7.28 miles this year. It was the longest I've ever run. And I think it took me like an hour 45 to get that. So I'm trying to work on a little bit more endurance, some cardiovascular health. And I also need to layer that in with like actual volleyball practice. I'm kind of in between gyms right now. I'm in gym limbo, both in gyms to play volleyball at and gyms to exercise at. So a lot of what I'm doing right now is just body weight stuff, and running is one of the easiest things to do. So it's a lot of fun. Well, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Make sure you comment below any questions and answers that you have if you're looking for strategies to grow your business, whether you're on Skool or you're an entrepreneur or thinking about starting entrepreneurship. Make sure to hit me up below, and then just let me know if you need anything.